Hi, I'm Dan,
And I'm Matt.
and this is what we think should have been included in the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Super Smash Brothers!
Alright. Oh, he keeps going.
Welcome to Nerddom. I thought he was gonna say it. Just kept going.
Alright.
Hi, I'm Alia.
No,
I'm here to
Alias.
teach you how
Alias
to
not
play
here anymore.
Super Smash Brothers. Alia off.
So we already know that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is already it's been out for a few years now.
It's quite beloved.
Yeah, it
Good
is.
reason.
There's a lot of choices that they made. I think that
Bringing the shark to the Bahamas. I'm done. I'm sorry. All right, that old jokes.
some characters they put in the Smash Bros. That probably shouldn't have belonged.
Drink check.
We have some characters that we believe if they do make a future one, if Sakurai decides to make another Smash Bros., here's some characters we think belong in that. Matt, do you want to start us off?
You know what? I'm thinking that's a good game. Well, for one, obviously Alia.
Oh my God.
All right, fine. Okay, no, seriously though, actually, for alternate characters that never made the cut, I wrote down a couple over here. I'm just trying to get my...
I circled it right here.
Yeah, so, hear me out. Proto Man, from the original Mega Man, I feel like he's been criminally underused for the most part. He fits the design bill, he fits the playstyle bill, and he's a character people don't know as well, but he's got such a great style to him. I think Proto Man would be pretty epic. It's one of your choices.
Well, a little bit more on that. He's in all the NES Mega Man.
Yeah, the original.
And he's in Mega Man 7 exclusive to the Super Nintendo.
And he looks cool.
Yeah.
That's the other design
But that's the
factor.
thing. That's the whole point is they need to be in Nintendo.
Yeah.
And they're putting characters at Cloud.
Yeah, Final Fantasy was such an odd direction.
Well, the original Final Fantasies are on the NES and Super Nintendo, but then they put a character from 7 who wasn't on a Nintendo system.
Well, it's not even that. It's that it's like they should have been a little more thorough with their library.
Yeah.
Like their own library. But then doing expansions and stuff like that is cool.
Yeah.
But then, like, you had some good options you were thinking of.
All right, well,
weren't in the Super Smash Brothers games, like classic Nintendo.
Earthworm Jim.
Yes, that's my favorite one, honestly.
He has the skill set. Just from Earthworm Jim 2, I know he was on Sega and Nintendo, but they made an Earthworm Jim 64,
Not the same.
Not the same, but still in the realm of Nintendo.
Oh, and Earthworm Jim's amazing for Super Smash Bros.
He has the helicopter with his head. He's
like,
got the snot sling thing.
He's such a gimmick character, but it's so... even on the old, think old Super Nintendo, basic side-scroller game, just the mannerisms, characterization, and even the game design complements Earthworm Jim as a character to where you're like, I want to see more of this character. This is so great.
Yeah.
And what are you doing, Nintendo? Get on that.
Yeah. So that's my first choice. We got your first choice, my first choice.
Forced choice.
Yeah, forced choice.
Well, if it can't be Alia, Bubsy. So go back to earlier stuff like Super Nintendo and stuff. Bubsy, I was introduced in one of the sequels. Bubsy in Claws Encounters of the Furred Kind. Puns. No, the character
cat puns.
Yeah, it's cat puns. But the character, again, it's kind of gimmicky, kind of funny.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where Nintendo thrives. Bubsy has the skill set, the move set, and I think he fits, once again, importantly, he fits the design of Super Smash Brothers. He fits the world really well. And he adds another sense of diversity to it, both as playability and just variety. So it gives you more to work with, to fight as and fight against. So
it's safe to say that yes, he was both on Super Nintendo and Genesis, but
so was Sonic. Well, not Super Nintendo, but
yeah.
Genesis.
Well, I'm just saying it's safe to say that was just like Sonic.
I know, not Super Nintendo.
It was this rivalry that I think should be respected in that sense that they made games for both systems. Now Sega doesn't make consoles anymore, so they should put some characters that were shared.
I think it would fit really well and give a nice history to those things.
All right. My second choice was Bomberman.
Good call.
He was on the NES. I remember playing
classic,
Bomberman 64 and Bomberman Hero on the 64. He was prevalent on the Nintendo consoles early on, and then they, started putting them on other things and everything.
Bomberman's a cool concept.
I think he has a good skill set, or a move set that would fit Smash Bros. A little bit.
He stole my move I do with Link. That's where I just constantly throw bombs at stuff. But you know what? It's good to have a rival.
You know what Matt calls that when he battles me in Super Smash Bros? He calls it the Pearl Harbor attack.
It was a very...
Have fun with that on social media.
Immature decision to name the move that.
It's funny.
We were kids back in the old days.
I don't have much to say about Bomberman though.
Before the dark times.
I think it'd be a good addition. Matt?
So, this is where it starts to get a little tricky. I don't mean to be leaning into Mega Man too much, but I'm gonna. To be honest, I'm a little baffled here. Zero from the Mega Man X series. You'd think Mega Man X, really cool, but Zero has this more personal melee fighting style. Not to mention the kind of the versatility to the way you can utilize him depending on which game you're going from. But even if you go back to brass tacks, Zero is incredibly usable in the Smash Brothers formula.
Well, just think about how many sword wielding characters they have now. He has a Z-Saber.
And you add, blasting abilities, not to mention some, Smash Brothers likes to play kind of uniqueness with its characters as well, to play to their strengths. So I think Zero fits the bill really hardcore. And this was a tough spot for number 3 because I had picked, from the Earthworm Jim series, Psycrow, one of the villains. I thought this character, again, is a whole other discussion, but Psycrow, such a good fit. Another kind of comedy design, but just really entertaining. But I think Zero climbs into a higher spot there. Zero would be epic.
And not to mention that Zero was introduced on the Super Nintendo for 3 games.
Yep.
So...
most of which he couldn't survive for some reason, but...
which I guess brings me my third choice would be, in the vein of Zero, Mega Man X.
Hey, we gotta go with the home team there.
I don't really have much of an argument for it, except for the fact that Mega Man X 1 through 3 were exclusives to the Super Nintendo, and that's basically about it. That's where you guys start. I can't really think of a moveset, but I just like to see him in the game.
Mega Man X would be fun. I feel like, even think about that. X is more of a ranged combatant. Zero's a lot more of a, head-to-head combatant.
Yeah.
It gives that a variety too, but X is, of course, that title character, and he's classic. I mean, if you look at video game history, especially on the Nintendo, Mega Man's, I think, always going to show up in that ensemble pretty high up somewhere.
Yeah. So we did 3 picks each. We had some bonus ones that we...
Alternates.
I guess they're more... Yeah, alternates, but they're also ones that we really don't have any... I don't know, let's just go ahead.
I don't think they have an issue why they wouldn't work. They just... Other characters would work better than other characters.
I guess I'll go first, because I'm first on the list.
Crush it. Do it.
Skull Kid.
Yes.
This one's popular on the internet. I already know that.
Skull Kid's awesome.
Skull Kid appears in 3 Legend of Zelda games. He's in Ocarina of Time, he's in Majora's Mask, and then he's in Twilight Princess. A lot of people probably don't remember that part. He's in the Sacred Grove.
You can teach him a song he likes, or you can play a song for him he likes.
Yeah, well, that's in Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
He's part of the main villain in Majora's Mask, and then you have to kind of battle him a little bit in the Twilight Princess.
You say, "Hey, bonehead," and he says, "I'm done with these puns." And I say, "Don't skull around." He goes, "It's sulk," and that was how the game didn't. That's how it went in my head canon.
Good lord. So that was my bonus pick. That's like in the side.
It's not a bad one, man. Bonus picks. Where did I write? There it is. Sorry, I'm looking at my own stuff. So okay, this is one of the last times I'm gonna lean into this. Going back to Mega Man one more time. Bass and treble. We're going OG Mega Man, not X. Bass and treble is sort of a duo act. The reason that's important, think back to old Mega Man. We had the little dog Rush. Mega Man and Rush was actually a great dynamic. Rush helped Mega Man with what he needed to do. It was almost like traversing and characterization. Bass and treble, same concept. If you took it in the game where you have bass as your main playable and treble kind of acts as that counterbalance for you, it acts as a great function within the game as well. It also would make him a more diverse character to try to learn how to use for those reasons. I think they would work well, but Zero still took a spot above it. Just easier to use, probably.
He also
more recognizable
in the Smash Bros. World because you have the Ice Climbers are 2 characters, and you have the old Duck Hunt dog and the duck. They're 2 characters on the screen at the same time. You could easily have.
Oh, you could definitely. Yeah. I just think if we're going with it,
and not to mention, where did Bass and Treble premiere?
Nintendo.
Mega Man 7 on the Super Nintendo.
Good
Bam!
game.
There's your connection.
It's a great game.
This one I find a little harder to argue, but Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil.
I like it.
The argument for him to possibly be included is that every time Nintendo in the early days embraced any Resident Evil game, it was with Leon in it. Resident Evil 2 on the 64.
Well, Leon's a likable guy.
Yeah. The short exclusivity of Mega Man of Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. Resident Evil Gaiden on the Game Boy Color.
That did happen.
Leon was in that. Every time that they brought Resident Evil to Nintendo, Leon was a part of it. That's my only argument for it. I couldn't really think of a moveset. I know he kicks in 4 a little bit, but he's got a pistol.
Well, it's like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 uses Chris Redfield and Wesker from Resident Evil, and honestly, Wesker's kind of great in that game. He's not perfect, but he's fun to use because you can actually use his powers a bit. Chris shoots at everything, so feel like Leon would probably handle similar. And by the way, we're both well aware of the Marvel vs. Capcom connection. It's just we're still thinking of things that work within the licensing rights and all that. So,
and I guess that brings us down to our last one there, Matt.
I guess it does. So, this one I think could work, and I'm actually kind of surprised they never ran with it. So, we had Ganondorf introduced in, I believe, Melee.
Ganondorf Dragmire is his full name.
Ganondorf Dragmire.
Human version.
Powerhouse character. Very sluggish and slow in terms of control, but hitter.
He's kind of a mirror of Captain Falcon.
And
but he's slower, more powerful.
Going off of some of that earlier lore, especially like Ocarina of Time, which is clearly where they started it from. You know, in that game, he transforms into, of course, Ganon, the monster form. I'm genuinely surprised they didn't commit to something like this at some point where we could either use Ganon or at the very least have a transformation potential.
Ganon? The Ganon from Ocarina of Time?
That's the one I'm leaning into more.
Fits on a screen?
Yeah, just going back to simply turns into a monster and, hulks out a bit. It looks like a scary thing.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time because they've had Bowser. Yeah. They have Bowser in Smash Bros. Yeah. They have Ridley, who's a huge...
Ridley's kind of awesome.
He's big in comparison to Samus, but they've got him into Smash Bros. Ultimate.
And I feel like whether it was a separate character or like a transformation or character change, which they have multiple characters that can do that, you could switch into this other form. So,
Samus has Samus in the suit and Zero Suit Samus.
Yeah, and then there's Zelda and Sheik.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt like this would have been such a cool addition if they could have ran with it, because it also would have given you more core Nintendo lore. I mean, I was always a fan of this idea.
Right.
I feel like even as an alternate, it should be higher on the list. What can I say? Those other characters are more interesting to me. But Ganon's still classic villain in his own right. I mean...
The Beast Ganon.
The Beast Ganon. Yeah.
Right.
Very cool stuff.
I mean, I don't think you could have the Beast Ganon from Breath of the Wild, but he's big. But the one from Ocarina of Time, definitely. He crouches down already in that game, so you could easily make him a playable character in the Smash Bros.
I've just been leaning on older titles purposefully, just thinking of like drawing, things from.
Right.
That's all. But yeah, I agree with that 100%.
I'm just trying to think of all the angles to get these damn characters into a Smash Bros. Game.
If we're thinking of it that way, there's a lot of characters like the problem is, well, not problem, I guess, just trying to stay tighter into that Nintendo lore.
Yeah.
I feel like, granted, it does come down to licensing, it comes down to legal. At the bottom line, that's where all of it exists.
Yeah.
That's how you have characters like Final Fantasy stuff in there, among others. Like, it comes down to where you can do rights.
Right.
But even then, I still feel like there's so many not better, but other explorative directions they could reach to put more of an ensemble into these games. And I'm actually quite surprised. I don't know if they're working on more. I've heard people tell me that Ultimate's the end of it. I actually do have a hard time believing that, because let's look at franchising and successful franchising. It does come down to money too, and Smash Brothers is pretty popular.
Sakurai didn't want to make one after Melee again, but he did for the Wii U, and then he did again.
Mega Man X was supposed to truly stop at 5.
Yeah.
6 was acceptable, but then 7 happened.
I guess,
that was in a different discussion.
I guess the only thing we can do is wait and see if they make another one. This Switch looks like it's going to be around for a little bit, because it's already outsold now, as of now.
Solid little system.
It outsold the Wii.
But
I think 103 million right now.
The future is ever present.
But I doubt they'd release a second Smash Bros. On a console. They always do it on one since the 64. So
yeah, maybe not here, but at some point, they're for sure already developing new hardware that's being worked on at the least. That's always how this stuff goes.
Yeah.
And who knows? Something like Smash Brothers being a tentpole franchise for them at this point, they'll be working on that to be a priority down the line. So I will not be surprised if they announce another one. I should rather say, more likely, I feel confident to say when they announce another one. But I hope they listen to, fanfare about this, because the idea is to keep growing the universe.
Right.
So there's, if anything we've chosen, Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, this is
Earthworm Jim.
This is a divisive argument on the internet over Smash Bros. Characters, obviously. So I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments section. I really, truly would, honestly.
Load them up.
I don't care if they're, F you. I hate your picks. I just want to know.
Yeah, I'm still keeping Proto Man.
Yeah. So tell us your picks for
Yes.
Smash Bros. And I don't know. I just would like to know what people would like to see in the game.
Well,
like
they
that.
want to see Alia, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No one wants
you
to see
need
that crap.
to drop the Alia obsession.
All right, I'll drop it, Matt. But I think that's all we got on the Smash Bros.
Yeah,
thing.
it's just a fun thing to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys want to see? What's your dream Smash Brothers team? Try to pick 3, Try as a challenge, like we're doing, keep it within the IP rights. That means more exclusive to the Nintendo lore. I know Smash Brothers is kind of expanded around that rule, but let's try our best to keep it. It's a challenge. Throw it at us. Because
they put Sonic in the goddamn game.
Sonic's in the game.
And Cloud. I think
we can get away with some other characters.
We can get away with some Nintendo characters, I think.
And right now, Master Chief is not an option. Xbox. Sorry.
Yeah.
He would actually fit the game pretty well, but it wouldn't work.
Dragon Ball Z is not an option. Sorry. How much I love Dragon Ball Z, both of us. It's not an option. It's not a Nintendo exclusive. Never was.
If we had to pick from Dragon Ball Z, I think Frieza would be the best pick. Mostly because everyone would confuse him with Mewtwo. And it would be great.
You could just copy and paste his moveset.
I thought I picked Mewtwo. I got Frieza. Oh, man.
But yeah, comment, like we said before. We want to know. Go to our website, nerddump.com. Go to our Twitter, nerddump. And
Godzilla.
like and share. Please share these videos. And
share, subscribe. It helps with the algorithm
please
greatly.
Subscribe. And I guess we'll see you next time.
Only on Super Nerd Dump.
I'm Dan, and this is Matt, and we'll see you next time.
Oh man.
Asshole.
No, I was doing the normal.